welcome to Club 5, episode 17 of The Pilgrimage on FM24. I'm Jamie. Coming up on today's episode, I've got two games for you. We're away to Bournemouth in our opening Premier League game of the season, and then at home to Manchester City. So let's get straight into it. And the team to face Bournemouth is coming up in just a moment. Okay, here is the team to face Bournemouth, and it is Verbruggen in goal, back four of Aït-Nouri, Darling, Iwu and Teze, Tuhumchu behind Wharton and Gore in midfield, Silva on the left wing, Diego Lopez on the right, Kalajic up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant is suggesting he wants to be impressed and they should go and put on a show. We're playing Bournemouth, so why not? Point the finger, agree with him, and let's get out into the tunnel. First goal's crucial. Yeah, we want to score and we want to score early. Am I hopeful of a good performance? I know what we're capable of. Am I confident your preparations will lead to a good start? Preparation's complete and I know the players will get a good result. So let's get out there and watch them do it. And we have the advantage that we're kicking the season off first. So a win will take us top of the table. But it is a Bournemouth highlight first up. It's Traore with a right-footed corner back to Scott. And it's deflected to Traore. Scott to Traore again. And Verbruggen with the save. So it'll be a corner from the other side. This time an out-swinging right-footer from Traore. And headed away. Gordon back to Traore. It's cut back to Adams. And Kalajic clears, and the highlight comes to an end. We haven't started this one well, so we're going to demand more. And hopefully we can start to impose ourselves on the match. But it's another Bournemouth highlight, and this time Ilya Zabarnyi has given Bournemouth the lead with a header from the cross. And it is Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. So we're going to demand more. And let's just see if we can get an equaliser before half time and go in at least level. At the moment, things are not looking great. Darling's having a nightmare at the back. Wharton with the ball on the left crosses it in, but that's far too close to the keeper. And Luis Junior launches it downfield, but Darling wins the header. Gore to Diego Lopez. Lopez comes down the right, looks for the cross, crosses it in, and that's gone through everyone. Silva keeps it in, finds Aït-Nouri. Silva to Wharton, back to Gore, on to Lopez. Lopez shoots, Lopez scores. Bournemouth 1, Wolves 1. And we've got the equaliser before half time. So now we need to go on and make that count. And make sure we can go on and get the 3 points at the end of the match. There's the half-time whistle. It's still 1-1. Yeah, remind them about the fans. Absolutely. And in terms of changes, Teze's shattered. So Raul Walters can come on. And I'm also going to take Kalajic off and bring on... In fact, should Lopez go up front? He could do. And then we could bring on either Franco or Nyangba. I think Franco on the right. So we'll get Lopez up front. And let's get out there for the second half. We'll demand more again as Bournemouth get us underway. Kirkes comes down the left for Bournemouth. He's held up but finds Mercer. It's crossed in. Verbruggen punches clear. Silva's header, but it's picked up by Bournemouth. Adams back to Niakate. Marsh into Traore, and Giuliano Simeone has given Bournemouth the lead. It's been questioned for offside, but my first impression is it's not. And the goal is given. It is Bournemouth 2, Wolves 1. And it is Bournemouth on the attack again. Traore back to Gordon. 3-1. Anthony Gordon with the third goal for Bournemouth. And we need to get Aït-Nouri off for Guindo. And it's Bournemouth on the attack again. Corner back to Gordon. This time he gets under it and it's over the top. And I'm going to make 2 more changes. I'm going to bring Yakubu on for Fabio Silva and put Yakubu up front. And then I'm also going to bring who am I going to bring off? Harry Darling for Mosquera. So with an hour gone, we've used all the subs, but we're 3-1 down, so we've got to roll the dice. No choice. Kirkes plays it into Scott for Bournemouth. Scott is denied the chance to cross, but at the expense of a corner, and the highlight comes to an end. So let's demand more, and let's see if we can get something out of the game. Traore's corner, the header is just over the top of the bar. We've got 20 minutes and we need 2 goals. At the moment it's not looking good. So we're going to fire up the lads and see if we can get something out of them. Bournemouth completely deserve their victory. Mosquera's ball over the top for Lopez. Aarons forces it away. Zabarnyi to Aarons again. Forward to Traore. Into Angelo. He's dispossessed. Gore finds Iwu. To Walters, who's given the ball away. Richarlison to Angelo. And Verbruggen with the save. And keeps the score at 3-1. 4 added minutes, which we're into already. And it's not looking great. Wharton to Guindo. Into Wharton again. Finds Gore. Outright to Walters. Back to Gore. Forward to Walters, who crosses. And it's deflected for a corner. But this will be the last highlight of the game. So even a goal here would only be a consolation. It's to Humchu's corner. Headed up rather than away. And then finally cleared. And that is full time. Bournemouth 3, Wolves 1. And I'll be back in a moment with the second match of today's episode. Okay, time now for the second match of today's episode and a home Premier League game against Manchester City. Following the abject humiliation in the first game against Bournemouth, I've decided to return to the 4-4-2. So the team for this one is Verbruggen in goal, back 4 of Aït-Nouri, Iwu, Mosquera and Teze, midfield 4 of Diego Lopez, Wharton, Gore and Franco, Kalajic and Silva up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant wants me to pile all the pressure on the opposition and say to the lads, what have they got to lose? Yeah, I think he's right. So I'll do it with no gesture. And let's get out into the tunnel. What do I need to improve after a disappointing outing against Bournemouth? Looking for a reaction. We suffered defeat the last time we played Man City. Will that have any bearing on the match? No, I don't think so. How much will we miss Harry Darling? These things happen. So let's see if we can get some kind of result against Manchester City. I will absolutely take just not being on no points at the end of the match. As the corner is cleared, it's played back to Rodrigo, Gvardiol to Vieira, Reina. We get it clear, Lopez, but Vieira's picked it up again. Lewis on the right for City. Kalajic is back there to win it. Aitnori forward to Lopez. Kalajic to Gore. Wharton gives the ball away to Vieira, who plays it into Haaland, and we've tackled him, and in fact we managed to win the ball and get rid of it, but it's coming straight back at us, and a foul's been given. I think this is outside the area, but it's being checked for a penalty, and it's not. It is outside the area, and the highlight comes to an end. So as it stands, we are outside of the bottom three. The cross comes in, and Taratti in goal for Man City grabs hold of that one. Taratti holds on to it. What's he going to do? He bowls it out to Ruben. Finds Vieira. To Rodrigo. With Drago. Lewis. To Debast. Into with Drago. Haaland to Reina. Pulls it back for Wadrago. And Wadrago gives Manchester City the lead. And it does look like we're going to end up with a 0-point return from the opening two games. 19 minutes in and we're 1-0 down. Get Reina marked. Good idea. Why not? And half an hour and it's still 1-0. Okay, so it's Teze with the throw in into Silva. He's got himself turned, finds Gore. Mosquera to Wharton. Plays it to Lopez, but Lopez had stepped inside. Haaland to Vieira to Rodrigo. Lewis gives the ball away, but we've immediately given it back to Lewis. Debast gives it straight to Wharton. Kalajic feeds his Wolves colleague, and the shot is wide. So big opportunity for an equaliser, not taken. Taratti plays a short goal kick to Ruben. To Debast. Wharton's won it. Kalajic and Taratti with the save. Should have scored from there, but we've got a corner at least. And it's Franco. Left-footed in-swinger, near post, headed away. Lopez gives the ball away. Vieira clears and the highlight comes to an end. And so far, so disappointing today. Diego Lopez looks like he's done at half-time. So he'll be coming off. He may not be the only one. Satisfactory at best, I'm afraid. So Diego Lopez is going to come off for Gonzalo Guedes. Try swapping him and Franco around. And actually that just makes both of them worse. And also, what else can we do? We've got, in fact, let's get Fabio Silva off for Aziz Yakubu. Swap him and Kalajic around. And let's get out there for the second half and see if we can rescue something. It is only 1-0, that's the consolation, and the first highlight is ours. It's Teze into Gore, Franco's cross, and Gonzalo Guedes has levelled the scores. It is Wolves 1, Manchester City 1. So we've got something to work with. We've got a point on the board and a goal, more to the point, but Ouedraogo is tackled by Guedes. We've got the ball forward, but and in fact we almost won it then. De Bass to Lewis, ball over the top for Haaland. He's in behind and Haaland scores. Parity didn't last long. An hour gone. It's Wolves 1, Manchester City 2. And once again we're staring down the barrel at a 0-point return from the episode. Teze needs to come off at right back. I'll bring on Rule Walters. I'm going to take Aït-Nouri off and bring on Guindo. And I'm also going to take Gore off and bring on Tahumchu. As Vieira plays it into Foden. His ball to Reina. And he finds Foden. And Foden chips it over the crossbar. But via the gloves of the goalkeeper. So it's a City corner. And it is Fabio Vieira with the left-footed outswinger, which Verbruggen grabs hold of. And now it's down at the other end. Guindo with the throw-in. Guedes to Wharton. Guindo to Tahumu. Back to Mosquera. Into Tahumu. Walters on the right. Plays it back to Mosquera. Walters is dispossessed by Foden. Gvardiol to Foden. Rodrigo to Malang Sarr. Gvardiol into Foden. Vieira to Koku. Haaland gets himself turned. He's in on goal. And Erling Haaland misses. We've got 15 minutes to try and find an equaliser. We might as well go attacking at this stage. Doesn't matter if we lose 2-1, 3-1 or 4-1. So into the final minute of the 90. Turati into Reina. Koku. Amior. Haaland to Gvardiol. Finds Foden. On the left hand side, Foden crosses. Haaland's header hits the post. And we get it clear. And the highlight comes to an end. And that will be the final action of the match. It finishes Wolves 1, Manchester City 2. And I'll be back in a moment to show you the league table and tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, here is our first look at the league table of the season then. And as you can see, with 2 games gone, we are third from bottom with no points from our opening 2 games. Along with Arsenal, Luton and Leicester. And at the top end of the table, there's 5 teams with a perfect 2 wins from 2. West Ham, Liverpool, Brentford, Manchester City and Leeds. So let's have a look at when we're going to come back for the next episode. And I think what I'm going to do is, given that we've got a lengthy international break, what I'll do, I'll play all the way through that, and I'll bring you back for the 2 games in October, away to Fulham and at home to Liverpool. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.